Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intervlog. I say this is Intervlog, and I am here once more. I am here because there is one important information that I brought to you today, and the information is unbelievable. I say this information is unbelievable. It is unbelievable because this is the first time something like this is happening in Africa in general. This type of thing never happened in Africa, but I am happy that I am watching it happening during my lifetime. And you would ask me, what is that? Well, it is about the award that Ibrahim Traore gave to the Saudi Arabian ambassador to Burkina Faso. This award is the highest award ever given to an individual in Burkina Faso. And the reason of giving the ambassador the award is one of the things I am here. I am here. One is for the award, and another one is for the support that Ibrahim Traore had gotten from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia had been supporting Ibrahim Traore right from the first day that ECOWAS gave Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger sanction. Since then, Saudi Arabia had invited Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore to Saudi Arabia 3 times. And that is the second country that Ibrahim Traore had visited more than twice. Saudi Arabia and Russia. This is to show you how important Saudi Arabia is with Ibrahim Traore. July 2024, Ibrahim Traore gave an award to the Saudi ambassador to Burkina Faso. So let's go and see how it happened. Both the endorsement of Saudi Arabia to the Sahel Alliance and the award as well. And also how they started meeting from 2023 until today. Let's go. Saudi Arabia and Burkina Faso met on July 22nd, 2024. And the people have been talking about their meeting because their meeting is very important. And you would ask me, why is it their meeting is important? If you can remember, about 4 months ago, ECOWAS banned Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger from ECOWAS and threatened to go to war in order to restore constitutional order in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Then Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger became lonely. They were completely alone. But luckily to them, Russia came and backed them. Since Russia had backed them, they have been receiving support from many countries like Cuba, Venezuela, Morocco, China, India, Turkey, and many, many more other countries. By getting this support, they received many ammunition as well. Therefore, ECOWAS became afraid of going to the war, and the war was called off. During that time, ammunition was landing in Burkina Faso every day. Tanks, jet fighters, drones, the same was happening in Niger and Mali. And everybody was afraid, including Intervlog, because I thought something else was about to explode. May glory be to God that war didn't happen again. And ECOWAS happened to call them back to the ECOWAS, but they refused. And when they refused, African Union entered and said that the withdrawal of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger from ECOWAS is unacceptable. This unacceptable was understood in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger as declaration of war against them. Since that day, Russia increased their efforts. More weapons, the same thing to Turkey, the same thing Venezuela. Many people have been visiting Burkina Faso, giving them their support. All of a sudden, on July 22nd, 2024, Saudi Arabia, boom, landed as well. That they are giving their support to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Ouagadougou, July 22, 2024, SPA. Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore has decorated Saudi ambassador to Burkina Faso Fahad Al-Hathelol with the Commander of the Order of the Stallion, the highest order in the Republic. On behalf of President Traore, Burkina Faso's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Regional Cooperation, and Burkinabe Abroad, Karamoko Jean-Marie Traoré presented the order to Ambassador Al-Hathelol during a ceremony held at the ministry headquarters in the capital, Ouagadougou. The ceremony was attended by several ministers and officials from Burkina Faso. So their meeting actually started last year because immediately when Ibrahim Traore came into power, the Saudi king was one of the first people that invited Ibrahim Traore to Saudi Arabia. And this happened on September 5th, 2023. And this is how it happened. On Tuesday, September 5th, 2023, Burkina Faso-Saudi Arabia cooperation. Head of state invited to Afro-Saudi and Arab-African summits. The President of State, Captain Ibrahim Traore, received an audience on Tuesday, September 5th, early in the evening. The advisor to the Royal Court of Saudi Arabia, Ahmad bin Abdulaziz Katan, bearer of a message from the Saudi king to the Burkinabe head of state. During the meeting, we discussed the fruitful relations maintained by our respective countries, and I translated the greetings of the King of Saudi Arabia and his crown prince to the President, declared the advisor to the Royal Court of Saudi Arabia, Ahmad bin Abdulaziz Katan, as he left the audience. And after this meeting, Ibrahim Traore honored the invitation and went to Saudi Arabia. It was then that he discussed with Saudi King, and this happened on October 16th, 2023. And this is how it happened. On October 16th, 2023, Burkina Faso under the presidency of Ibrahim Traore, a fruitful diplomacy with Saudi Arabia. President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is pursuing his vision of diversifying his country's international partners, a policy that is already bearing fruit. This is evidenced by the recent audience granted to the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Burkina Faso, Fahad bin Abdulrahman H. Al-Disari, who was carrying an official invitation from the Saudi king, Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, to the Burkinabe head of state. This diplomatic meeting was an opportunity for fruitful discussions on topics of common interest, aimed at strengthening relations between the two nations. At the end of this audience, the Saudi ambassador announced, "This summit is of particular importance as it provides a platform for dialogue and cooperation between Burkina Faso, other African countries, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is a unique opportunity to review existing areas of cooperation and consider signing bilateral agreements, thus promoting the achievement of the goals and aspirations of the peoples." The policy of partner diversification implemented by President Ibrahim Traore is bearing fruit, opening new perspectives for Burkina Faso on the international scene. This initiative demonstrates the country's commitment to strengthening its ties with various global actors, thus creating opportunities for development, cooperation, and prosperity. With diverse partners and strengthened international relations, Burkina Faso is on the path to growth and prosperity in an increasingly interconnected world. Therefore, after watching this, you will know that Saudi Arabia has always been with Ibrahim Traore, but had kept everything out of the reach of the people until what happened on July 22nd, 2024. And this shows you how many number of people who are actually backing Ibrahim Traore without making noise. And this made me to wonder, why is Ibrahim Traore so special? Why is it that every big leader in the world wants him? When I'm talking about big leaders, I'm not talking about their size. I'm talking about their strength. Any president who is being backed by Saudi Arabia, being backed by President of Turkey, being backed by the President of Russia, being backed by the President of Venezuela, being backed by Cuban president, being backed by Morocco, being backed by Iran, being backed by China and India, that president is a tough president. Ibrahim Traore is a type of president we have never seen in Africa. And you would ask me what made it possible. Well, what made all these backings possible is because Ibrahim Traore is a good leader who comes to work for his people. See President Ibrahim Traore. Look at Saudi Arabian king. A king of Saudi Arabia supporting the youngest president in the world. Why? Because of what that youngest president in the world is doing. And you know what he is doing? He's working hardly to make sure that Burkina Faso progresses. Thank you very much for watching. This is Intervlog.